Scream and I hear raise your hands if you haven't seen an improvised show before.
Yeah!
So, the first thing that we wanted, we've been warming up for the past few minutes, you may have heard us from the other room, but we need to get you guys warmed up. So why don't you go ahead and on the count of 3 shout out your name. Ready? 1, 2, 3. Exactly. I heard Sachin, to be honest. And on the count of 2, and the count of 3, not 2. This is the second item. On the count of 2, why don't you tell me what your favorite color is? 1, 2, 3. Green! I have heard green. And it's tough because they're so much closer to me. Because later you'll be giving suggestions and they won't all be here. Now, finally, on 1, 2, 3, where are you from? Your hometown. 1, 2, 3. Sacramento, I think I heard. Come on, it's a good one from the audience. Okay, so now that you're all properly warmed up, we're going to go ahead and take a suggestion for the actual show. The suggestion we're looking for is the title of a Shakespeare play that's never... Oh, you know what? We actually have to look at some emotions first. So I'm going to do a bunch of emotions with my face, and you have to make the noise that you think is best represented by that emotion. So... So is the title of the actual play. So now I get a suggestion for the title of the Shakespeare play that's never been seen before.
The Noserunner.
That's a great suggestion. It's also the only one I heard. So let's hear it. We're gonna do the Noserunner. This is Sims presents the Noserunner.
Our carts are in the way of each other's once again.
I take it upon thee that thou hast not found another place in the marketplace to sell thine bread.
Well, I take it that thou hast not found another place to sell thy shoes.
Oh, Benicio, thou must know surely that shoes outweigh bread in any battle.
Really? For I had seen thee yesterday stuffing thy face with bread.
And look upon thine feet. Are those shoes? Exactly.
Anyways, I must be off.
Oh. Shoes and bread? Well, which one do I doth buy?
Thou look so hungry, maiden. Take some bread.
But before you walk over here and buy some new shoes.
Oh, this is too confusing, for they both are offering things to me I do not know which one.
Mauricio, thou hast scared off our only customer.
Me, Benicio, thou hast offered thine bread as if it were from the bread god themselves. It is not sufficient. You must find thine own place.
Thou art saying I am not a bread god?
Thou art a bread god as much as I am a shoe.
The shoes thou makes is most flimsy, for I see the ones upon your feet are falling apart at this very minute.
Good evening, merchants. Might you know where I could find a certain product?
Perhaps thou can describe the product as such?
All have one, but one cannot dispense with it, except by the blade. Injury.
One cannot dispense with it except for the blade or other injury.
One cannot even cease to see it. For it sits in front of them at all times. Where might I find an individual who would be willing to sell or perhaps buy some of these?
I do not know what thou speakest of. Thou be a riddler for making my brain full of mush and confusion. I shall press further. I know exactly what thou art talking about, but perhaps thou can shed some light for our friend Mauricio over here.
I think that Benicio is lying, and as always does not know about what she is talking about, but perhaps I shall entertain her in this folly. My co-worker / competitor, Benicio, is on the same page as I, and I know exactly the object that thou art talking about. Good. Yes,
object in one's line of sight through which one breathes and inhales the life force that surrounds us? Exactly. A little one of these. Where might I find the purveyor of such products?
Thou art seeking.
No.
Dear Noserunner, I thank thee for meeting me under the cover of night.
Indeed. The cemetery strikes a dark frame against which our silhouettes might hide. Observe here, bodies of thine choosing, bodies of kings, of queens, of rapscallions and slaves, all forms of mortality reduced to the earth.
Oh, Lysander, thou speakest of these dead creatures so handsomely. For
Juliet, I must inquire, what is it that thou wants from this late tryst of the cemetery?
well, I had readily seeketh a lover.
A lover,
Yea,
indeed. A lover living or dead, I might inquire.
well, as I have little luck with the living, I thought I might choose one close to being a corpse.
Close to a corpse, I see. And this lover thou describest, 'tis a man or woman for whom age is quickly approaching death.
I think it's not necessarily, for this lover may be as young as I, if a little more necromonic-clinical.
Juliet, I understand thee exactly. Thou knowest that mine practice is not best suited for the searing glimpse of daybreak. Rather, we are shrouded in the night. If thou wishest to take a lover, thou must first purchase one of mine goods.
I see my brother squandering his opportunity with the finest maiden in all the land yet again. This weekly occurrence be tiresome now.
Aye, well, thou dost squander your love with me. That's why we doth be dead.
I had hoped when we had taken our own lives together that we had perchance achieved the heights of love, and yet I find myself jealous of these new lovers yet again.
Aye, Romeo, they doth have what we could have had, and yet we do not.
Observe it, Juliet, shrouded by night, indescribable by literature or prose. This skull has upon it a fully formed human nose.
Yea, 'tis a most interesting find and fossil, but 'tis not what I seeketh here.
Thou wishest to meet me not for my barter of the human body, but for mine own countenance?
Yea, a barter of the human body, perchance, but not one that hath lain in the grave.
Juliet, such passion could arise even the furthest who have left the grave back into the world of the living. I am intrigued, but we must be careful in our tryst. Thou art a princess, and I salesman of the black market.
Thou, brother, doth havest the riz of the people. Thou could speak to me like this.
I would speak to thee as such if thou wert as fine a maiden as Juliet.
Juliet,
Yes, Lysander?
perhaps we might meet again anon. But for now, I have other matters to attend to.
for my dress before my father should see me.
Juliet,
Yea, father.
it hath been past midnight.
Yea.
What have you been doing?
I have been strolling in
Strolling?
the garden, hence, yea.
Strolling?
Yea.
Thou hast been strolling. And what hast thou been strolling for?
A bit of night air by
Midnight
Kaelyn.
air.
Yea,
Ah.
yea. For the castle walls be stuffy, especially in these summer months.
Ah, stuffy. Princess like you, Juliet, mine own daughter, Juliet, needs something like a break from stuffy.
Yea, merely a stroll in the gardens, confined yet by the fences of the castle.
In that case, thou deniest peering and gallivanting towards the cemetery? As thine father, I think that you shall know better.
I know not what thou speakest of.
Doth thou not careth to end up much further than thy mother? The queen who hath passed, mine own wife who hath gallivanted beyond the walls of this fine castle?
Yea, for my mother was the kindest and most righteous adventurer.
For that she was. But adventure hath gotten her killed, no, Juliet?
Yea, but perhaps I am mightier than my mother.
Perhaps thou hast less of her wit.
Thou knowest me not, father. Thou thinkest thou does, but I am a grown woman of 18 years of age, and thus I know everything there is to know about the world.
Thou art still a child, Juliet, and I cannot tell thee how dangerous it is to venture upon this as such. I forbid thee. I forbid thee. Thou canst go to the cemetery in this fashion no more. Thou art a princess.
Nay, father, for what other activities may I occupy myself with, if not my walks?
Ride a horse. Alas.
Excuse me for interrupting, my king, but the toilets be clogged again and we require more help.
Of course. That should have been my job.
But thy daughter is not doing much. Perhaps she could help with the toilets.
Oh. Juliet, thou art an 18, no? Thou can surely clean toilets if 'tis true that thou knowest all that there it is to know. Go on then, take my place and join Mistress Medai in cleaning the toilet.
I hate thee.
Oh.
There be a strange man coming by.
Might he have something to do with
With the noses, yes.
Yes,
Say
so
not aloud.
explain one more time, for we be drinking and I may not be hearing straight, but thou simply seekest the new nose.
Not for mine own self, but to buy and sell. There exists a great international market for nose trading.
International market. Ah. Then thou must be a merchant, such as I and Benicio.
Aye.
Oh.
Well, perhaps we could help thee if it means so much.
It would. I care not to tell them that my dearest lover hath lost her nose in a terrible accident at home, and I seek the finest nose, a royal nose, from this capital region. But I fear that they would think me very strange for having this desire, so I tell them not that.
For thou art only interested in money and not in romantic affairs of any sort.
Yes, of course. Only money.
A most respectable man. thou
Tis
art.
most respectable.
Ah, thank me. Might,
the will to fight.
We care not for fighting, sir. We care for riches.
I have been brought to this tavern by message anonymous that blood is desired, and therefore my presence is requested. For thou knowest above all that come with me, and thou shalt see blood.
Thou art mistaken. Blood is not desired. Flesh is desired.
Ah, thou interests me, sir.
Thou speakest of blood, for I feel there is something strange with this man. Perhaps if I follow him, I can discover some things that hide here in this town. I shall listen.
Sir, perhaps the two of us might retreat to a more secluded part of this cavern.
'Tis true that Benicio seems most interested, but if 'tis also true that there exists a large international market for his trading of noses, then surely I cannot leave Benicio to reap all the riches, can I?
Come with me, sir.
Mauricio, what does thou make of this?
I think 'tis most strange, but I cannot help but feel the urge to follow.
Oh, thou shalt not follow. Thou must stay here, for thou speakest of bloodshed, and much danger is on the horizon.
Oh, Clarissa, let me doth hamper your nose. Oh, it's just the most delectable that I have ever seen it.
Aye, this nose be wanted in 5 of the 7 kingdoms that do exist on this continent.
Oh, yes, would it be so glittery and shiny like the sunbeam, and it be sculpted like a dove.
Aye, thank you, maid. I know the fine qualities of mine own nose, and I appreciate thy dedication thus.
Yes, I love it.
Aye.
Dear sister, father hath been utmostly cruel to me. Yet why are you always crying?
I nurse. We must hear Juliet, for on occasion her cries do bear interest to me.
For I had merely went on a walk within the confines of our castle, and yea, our father hath made me scrubbed the toilets. Oh, what's wrong with the scrubbing the toilets? For 'tis a most base and low task, not fit for myself, and yet it was only a punitive measure for my wish for a smallest bit of liberty. Yea, he hath correctly detected that I have went to the cemetery, which not be allowed. But that aside, 'tis so unfair!
'Tis most fair. You should debase yourself doing something as base and low as going to the cemetery to meet with such a cemetery boy I have read about in your diary.
Cemetery boy. Read my diary?
Aye, and all the poetics waxing for his cheekbones, and his long, luscious hair, and his face scent of death. I think you most confusing, sister. Dost thou not wish for your marriage with Lord Byron?
No! Lord Byron, 'tis nearer still to the grave than mine cemetery boy.
Aye, and a fine man he yet is, noble in heritage, and distinguished in taste and wealth.
If thou thinkest so much of Lord Byron, thou shalt marry.
No, thou shalt not marry. Father hath not yet arranged a match for myself. Thou should be so lucky that Lord Byron had selected thee.
Make sure not to agitate, for her nose cannot handle such. Cruelest twins, it be merely our noses that distinguish ourselves from one another. Mine smelleth the faint odor of death, and thou sits upon thine face, as a dove may sit in a cage.
Aye, and what a gilded cage it
be so lucky to live in a cage such as ours.
What a fine cemetery this town had.
Indeed, and 'tis the work of none other than the gravedigger with whom you currently speak,
Ah,
Lysander.
my name be Marius.
Marius, a fine name for a fine man of barter.
Thank thee, thank thee.
They doth be shaking their hands for quite a long time.
If I know the spark in mine brother's eyes, there is trouble yet to come.
Oh, 'tis not often that I feel living human flesh. Oh, my apologies. Good sir, thou hast requested mine presence at the cemetery for a reason, I
Verily,
understand.
verily. I seek a nasal product. That which can always be seen but can never be done away with,
Indeed,
except by the blade.
a nasal product that can never be done away with.
Knowest thou what I mean?
Perhaps. 'Tis the nose itself.
Indeed, indeed. What other nasal product be there besides snot? And who would care for snot? My friend, may I call you that, Lysander?
Good sir, I know it's not thine own name.
Marius.
Marius.
I understand.
My brother had found himself tongue-tied in front of such a comely man.
Thou talkst so concerning your brother that you were not even trying to hold my hand.
Lysander, hast thou any noses I might acquire of royal lineage?
Oh, good Sir Marius, have not I hordes upon hordes of slain kings and queens past? But perhaps thou desirest a fresher product.
I need a nose that can be affixed, not merely one that is fossilized in cartilage.
Ah, thou desirest a nose as baby and virgin as the young child.
Aye, a year or 2 old could do, but I care not.
Thou desirest a nose from living flesh.
Oh, I go not that far.
Oh, fear not, Marius, for I have access to a certain princess whose nose you might require, and the rest is merely abscess.
I know not whether I actually want to chop off someone's real nose. I had thought that I would find the bodies of royals, but not living royals, though perhaps I am still interested.
Oh, fear not, good Marius, for the darkness cloaks, but light cannot. Come with me, and I shall tell you my plans that will make this kingdom fraught.
Oh, where have they gone? For we be lost in these woods now, Mauricio. This be all your fault.
My fault?
Yes, your fault.
Benicio, 'tis be all thine fault. It had been thou who had insisted on selling thine bread across from mine shoe cart.
Well, it's been thou that insisted we run after them and follow.
They follow only because 'tis the most soundest of business plans.
So what sayest thou?
Well, 'tis a certain princess that I have courted carefully over these past few months. Juliet is her name, and of fair visage she is.
Fair nose.
Indeed, one that can detect even the slightest odor.
Excellent.
Perhaps under the darkness our tryst might turn sour, if thou knowest what I imply.
Aye. But if only takest her nose, thou wilt.
Well, I cannot guarantee how my methods might execute.
Lysander, aye. Aye. There be the merchants in the square.
Perhaps thou might escort them as I retreat into the shadows.
Hello.
Oh, thou disappeared and hast returned. Where hast thou gone?
I have merely wandered into the woods. Lysander hath disappeared into the ether. I know not of him or his plans.
'Tis the most weird old man.
Indeed, indeed. But the hour grows late, I must return home. This is excellent discussing with you.
Well, I must return as well,
Indeed.
for I have affairs to tend to. You see, I am in love with the princess.
Tradition.
Well, indeed, and well, thou hast been taking up all my time. I was so frustrated because every night I'd go and look into the princess's garden and look up at her balcony for hopes in one day that she might notice me and fall in love. But here I am peddling bread, arguing with you over shoes, and trying to find noses for me.
Well, I have heard that the princess's countenance and nose are excellent.
Indeed, she be the most beautiful in all the land.
Indeed, I fear that this poor fellow merchant's heart will be broken if the princess's face is to be so scarred by the loss of her nose. I think I must go to the castle anon to warn them subtly of the upcoming threat.
Well, I must be off.
I as well. Let's go.
Benicio, wait.
What is it, Mauricio?
I'm sorry. I have no idea. I had no idea. That 'tis true that thou wert in love with the princess. If I had known sooner, I'm also a lonely shoe cobbler, but I'm sorry.
It is all right, Mauricio. I can forgive thee if perhaps thou will help me. For they put a gate in front of the garden now I cannot enter. I need someone's help to get over.
I have an idea. I'll take my cart, stand outside said gate, and hopefully we can pray that Princess Juliet is in required shoes.
We shall do it.
Aye, sister, hast thou finished cleaning my vanity?
Yea, sister. Perchance I will inspect it. Seest thy beautiful face more clearly than the sky without a cloud?
Aye, and yet my face be marred with streaks, from which thou hast not cleaned away triplets of water.
Oh, fie! 'Tis as good a cleaning of job as anyone could do.
Aye, mayhaps I shall tell father.
Dear sister, why dost thou rail against me thus? For were we to be a united front against our father, we could accomplish anything.
Aye, it is this, sister. You wish to rail against our father. I enjoy my royal status. I am happy with where I am, and I am quite confused on your own opinions about such a matter.
Hopest not thou for something more than the prescriptions of the kingdom? Write thyself not lines, dictating thine own future?
What else is there?
Love?
Love?
Yea.
'Tis so foreign a concept, thou shakest thy head at it. Aye, love is for common people. I love wealth and status. There is no room for love in a royal's life, merely acquaintances. Perhaps ones we get along with better than others, but every relationship is built on a desire for something else. There is no such thing as love, my foolish, foolish sister. No such thing as love. Oh, my stupid, foolish
position myself at the front of the gates, my shoe cart, in hopes that I shall help my friend Felicio.
Indeed, hopefully this plan will work, Mauricio, and I thank thee, for we had always bickered so much, but I appreciate thy coming to my aid for once.
Yes, and of course the plan shall be as such. It will be foolproof. She shall come, look at these amazing shoes, and I will say, "Doth thou request of bread?"
Indeed, these amazing shoes.
Dearest diary, my sister hath been more cruel to me than I thought possible. And yea, she stands so tall in my father's favor that he hath sent her on the most beloved task to go outside the gates and to the marketplace. Oh, I sob thus in my room that my sister gets to experience the open air and leave our castle, and I yet am confined in my room.
Good evening! Yes. My name is Mauricio, and I sell shoes. Doth thou require shoes?
Nay, not shoes of such quality.
Felicio, there's a problem with our plan. I shall move to the bread. Doth thou...
Yes, bread.
Well, if shoes does not tickle thine folly, then how about bread? Doth thou request bread?
Aye, nurse.
Thou dost wish for bread?
No, I doth think it's funny that you believe that a beautiful royal like her would eat whole wheat.
I'm not allowed carbs to enter mine pristine body.
Oh, but princess, please, I made this bread myself just for you.
Aye, all the more my suspicion grows. Nurse, eat the bread.
Anything for you.
Yes, 'tis red. Yeah, it is.
It is fluffy and good and hard on the outside. It is fine bread, my lady, if Doth would like to consume your first bite of carbohydrates.
I have never heard of such a thing that is soft within and hard on the outside.
She eats this bread so beautifully, and yet I know that she could never be in love with a lonely maid like me, but I will still watch her with some fervor.
This is the greatest thing I have ever tasted.
If 'tis true that thou likest this bread, then come visit Benicio's spot in the marketplace.
I shall. Sir, you have a great talent I have never known before. To be the creator of such a good.
Yes, thou art so beautiful, I never seen thee so up close before.
And you are a man of taste as well, I see.
You not step back, for your nose may get messed up from the bread's smell.
My nurse has much concern for my being. May chance, where can I find thine marketplace?
Oh, right in the square. I have the tent with the red flag on it.
I shall visit thee anon.
And me too.
Thank thee, your highness, for this audience. Anon, I am a merchant from Kaelia, known for its fabulous dresses. I'm a dress merchant, and I have brought you a cartload of dresses that I thought might be of interest to the princess of the castle.
I see. Well, thou must remember that 'tis true that I do have two daughters, Juliet and Romelia. 'Tis Juliet's hand that thou art seeking?
Oh, I seek not a hand necessarily, but
Just a
I,
place to sell them dresses.
indeed, for they are beautiful, especially constructed for thine two princesses.
Ah. Well, first dressed?
My heart beats here. It contains patterns of many flowers and is full of wondrous colors.
Ah, yes. The green complements the rose and blue highlights. Very nice.
2 hours later.
And we approach the end of my dresses. This dress, not be black.
Sir, I shall take them all.
Care not your princess to see any of them before you make such a large purchase?
Tis a good point. Yes. I shall call some of my daughters, but alas. Yes, I shall call them.
I had sneaked away to the cemetery. Lysander, my Lysander.
Juliet!
Emerged thou from the graves with yet much performance.
Juliet, I knowest that thou enjoyest mine folly and manners.
Yea.
I have emerged from rows upon rows of cemetery to court you in the dark of night.
Yes, such song. Yea, I have waited for this instant for many months. And here we be.
Here we are, Juliet. The dagger grows warm in my back pocket.
Specify what thou meanest by court.
Juliet, amongst the shifting faces of the dead, I find that yours, living, breathing, exudes a particular glow. I find myself intrigued by thine supple palm, pleasant face.
Thou need to speak to me like this.
Aye, he is about to cut her nose off.
And thine face, every feature, so perfectly aligned, unashamed.
Thine flattery is very becoming.
I suppose there's nothing left for us to do but to consummate.
Dave, leave us not this scene.
Where is it?
My brother
is
be
the
the
nose?
greatest fool who hath ever lived. Oh, your brother be the finest fool who hath ever lived. Would thou stop looking at my brother like that?
Oh, where is the nose?
This betrayal be more than I have ever considered. Within the castle walls I lived day and night under the hatred of my father and yet the hateful foot of my sister.
Oh, Juliet. Oh!
And thou, Lysander, I can scarcely breathe, for blood floweth into my mouth.
Oh, Juliet, cast thine eyes not on the dagger that lay in front of thee. Oh, please grab not the dagger. Oh,
He's like us. Aye, it's exactly the same.
Yet, thou hast a most beautiful face. I meant it with every word. Spare me now, lest I join the hordes of the dead.
Stabbing by dagger is not a cruel enough fate for thee.
king hath not returned with his princess. I hope nothing has befallen her.
What have you done? I have searched the entire quarters of the entire castle and have not found my daughter. 'Tis your doing, no? Thy sly merchant, 'tis your hands, no?
It doth be my doing, for I have after I said her to acquire me a nose, but I care not to tell the king this. No, I know not what you speak of. I should hope the princesses are okay.
I have called her name as such. Juliet! She had not returned. I had gone outside. I had ventured her forth. I had checked the many squares of footage in this castle. Is there no servant around that can help? Is there nobody? Romelia, someone!
Father, I hath returned from my walk.
Romelia,
What is thou yelling for?
thine sister. This merchant has presented me dresses as such.
Who?
Aye, many dresses I have.
Alas, you and your dresses. Thine sister is missing and I cannot find her. I am scared for her safety.
Where hast thou looked?
Why, I've looked in the quarters, I've looked in the kitchens, I've looked in the garden for where she had told me she had been young. Is this funny? Is this funny to thee?
The cemetery?
Cemetery? I have forbidden her to go there.
And as is Juliet's will, she shall always go where she is forbidden.
Your Highness, it is the talk of the town that she hath been there.
We must
I mean,
go.
no offense, by Your Highness.
She goes there to meet with thy cemetery boy.
Cemetery boy.
Cemetery boy.
Cemetery boy.
These-
Does that mean Lysander?
I knew it! I knew she must be in danger. Romeo, come with me. I shall go and thee. I will take care of thee upon my return.
Thank thee, I would appreciate being taken care of.
No. Thou shalt be ashamed of yourself. It is true that thou art any capacity involved.
Oh, Your Highness, I am so sorry.
You can save thine sorries.
Alone in the darkness, I recall my childhood sister, with whom I made merry withal. Passed away she did, but now and then I hearest her in my visions and memory. Oh, sister, do accompany me in this time of distress. Sister!
He calleth you his sister. Aye, and I am no longer honored to bear such a title.
Oh, sister, counsel me thus.
Aye, fool.
Sister, I have missed your presence. The years since you left this world have been cold and darker than ever before.
Thou art different from the brother I have known. You wronged a woman so lovely and perfect. She hath trusted you. And she did you not the favor of taking your life.
Sister, I feelest as if in that moment when I was spared, I nonetheless passed on into the ranks of the dead. For what worth am I in the world of the living?
I would like you were part of the ranks of the dead. I hang.
And all I have to show for this mess is but Juliet's fair nose. Sister, counsel me.
Aye, brother. I should hope that so long you keep that nose, you shall burn in the deepest pits of hell.
But 'twould take but an act of God to reaffix this nose unto my princess's fair countenance.
Aye, then God you should pray to. Brother,
Dagger. is it? What must I do?
Return thy nose!
And perhaps we think I might return also mine own. Oh,
such a shame.
I roam the woods next to the cemetery, and yet I cannot find her. Juliet! Juliet, where art thou?
Oh.
Juliet, I hear thy scream. Juliet, can that be thine? Juliet! It is me, thy father! Juliet, thy faith! Juliet! 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 Why art thou covering thy... Juliet, thy nose... Juliet, thy countenance, thy...
Or correct.
Oh, Juliet, my daughter! My princess, Juliet!
I shall never disobey thee again, Father.
No,
For I have become coarse and ugly.
Of course, Juliet, you are my daughter. Let me look. Art thou okay?
Nay.
I was suffering from much blood lost. We must return to the castle at once. What have I told thee? What have I told thee? What wert thou thinking?
I was blinded by my love, Father. I am sorry.
Come, use this clean cloth to bandage thy nose. It's stop the bleeding. Oh, my daughter, Juliet. I'm glad that at least thou art okay.
'Twas one Lysander, the cemetery boy.
That boy had been in trouble.
Wilt thou do something, Father?
Do something.
Yea.
I will take that boy and I will cut off his fingers. I will cut off his limbs. I will be the unruly king, for that boy need not exist. If 'tis true, the stories about him and his sister, the stories of how his sister had lost herself on the battles of yonder, he had not deserved such a life to exist.
'Tis harsh, but yea, for this menacing act and general skullduggery.
Alas.
He shall be dismembered, and I would like to watch.
Yes, Juliet. Alas, let's return to the castle.
And Doth came to buy some bread. Thou wantest my bread? For thou always have such a sour face whenever I give it the princess.
Well, the princess does not deserve bread that you have. Perhaps she deserves bread from another bread maker or maid.
From whom would she deserve bread from? Oh! Thou art jealous of the way that the princess has stared at me every time she comes by the bread stall, enjoying the finest of grains I have. For you see, we had talked last night when she came by, and we shall take a lovely date, a lovely stroll in the cemetery this evening.
Well, I can help you.
Oh, how so?
I can tell you what the princess doth like.
Oh, indeed, that would be wonderful.
I can doth tell her lies. Well, the princess like when thou stickest thou tongue out often when thou speak.
Like this?
Yes.
Strange, but I will do it for the princess.
She also like when
think that she felt one with the earth so much.
She does. And finally, she doth, well, she doth love if thou would bringest her a loaf of bread and throw it at her head.
Oh, well, I can do such things, for tonight on our stroll, I think I want to ask for her hand in marriage.
Good! Just do these actions that I have not told you, and then perhaps she will fall in love with your wonderful countenance.
Indeed, I thank thee, my friend.
I have come back to the cavern to seek Lysander and see if he still has the nose.
Marius.
Lysander. May I accompany thee?
Marius, gaze not upon my visage.
I should hope not. Nose thief. Think thou do not deserve this to be looked at.
Look at me, Marius.
Thou hast no nose. I have come here seeking such things that I had not expected. The revulsion I now find when when I see the attacked body.
In times of this toil and trouble, thou desirest one nose. Now I have double. One of mine and one of the princess. Requirest thou this or that? Tell me now.
The princess's nose.
Well then, thou shalt have it. What for the price?
What be the price?
Thou art courtly with the king, art thou not?
Yes, of course. I think the king doth not like me, but I fear not to say this.
Marius, I know it's the burden that has been placed upon my shoulders. A fine, no doubt. A warrant for mine own head.
Not just your nose.
Thou must compel the king to spare mine own life.
Why? Must I return this to the king?
Two noses, both alike in visibility. He knowest not that the nose that I give him is mine own. Indeed, return the nose to its dutiful owner while I stay here.
Is there anyone beyond the castle gates?
I hear a knock at the door, Juliet. Thy bandages are sufficient, yes?
Oh, your highness.
It is thee.
It be myself.
Enter.
Thank thee. Thank you. Your highness, I must tell thee my role in this affair.
Ah,
When I came to town, Lysander heard that I was a dress merchant and assumed that must be it. You went over nose.
Split
And
screen in the
therefore-
cemetery.
Oh, princess, I'm so happy to be on this date with thee.
Benicio.
Wouldst thou cares for dirt on my head?
Nay, I should not care for dirt upon my head.
Why not?
Dost thou stick thy tongue out at me?
Only for you, my princess.
Great offense!
so that 'tis true?
No, I be not a nose merchant, I be a dress merchant. but he hath offered me the princess's nose. And of course I told him that it was ridiculous and he should return it, and he now feels much remorse, great remorse. He feels so terrible, and he hath chopped off his own nose as well. And I doth think that he hath the sliver of humanity left within him, and thou might spare his life, for he hath sent me as a messenger to return this. Thine own nose. Though it doth look large at this angle.
The most frightening place for a walk.
I thought thou would enjoy the atmosphere.
What atmosphere! 'Tis full of nothing but death and gravestones and Forenzio, or whatever thy name might be.
My name be Benicio.
I care not to remember it any longer.
There is a loaf of bread in her pocket.
I know just the thing. My love!
Thine has dealt me a most great wound!
Oh,
My
I
head!
didn't expect this to happen. Forgive me.
I canst not forgive thee. For thou hast taken me to such a horrid place and done such horrid things.
But Princess Juliet, I thought you'd always frequent to the cemetery.
Nay, I am not Princess Juliet. I am Romilia.
Those are slightly different.
I have thought for a moment that I should return to my lover in my hometown with this nose and leave behind this whole affair, but I realized it would be terrible to take away the nose of the love of someone to restore the nose of the love of mine own. But now that I return it, my king, your highness, it doth seem too large.
Yea, 'tis not her nose.
He hath lied.
Doth thou make a fool of me?
No, your highness, of course
Come
not.
into mine castle?
No, your highness,
Father, I should recognize that nose on any day. 'Tis the nose of he who I once loved.
Lysander.
Yea, for he
Hath cut off his own nose. His own?
Sister! Oh, sister!
I fool!
Rememberest thou the day of thine own death?
I.
It was a day of gruesome battle. Blood and strife were abound. And mine sister wielded her sword and swung it round and round. And then all of a sudden, an attack from behind. Shh! A swing! And her nose doth depart. And with it, the life that was left in her heart. But now with this nose that I have acquired, I might bury it like a corpse, affix it to thine body, and bring thee back to life, as I have so long desired.
I thought that thou had killest yourself for your love for me.
Aye! 'Twas you who cut my nose off!
Oh, I do apologize for that.
I know you feel no remorse for such an action, for I had taken out thine eyes moments before.
Yes, and it doth hurt.
Aye, as it should.
Well, sister, what sayest thou? Wishest thee to come back to life, or stay in that land of death and strife?
Aye, brother, thou shalt know by now that death is far more a blessing than the life that thou hast been blessed with.
Yea, Father, we lurk in the shadows of the cemetery here, and hear my Lysander speak to himself most strangely. He holdeth my nose between his fingers.
'Tis I can see. Oh,
Brother,
If not for mine sister, then Why have I dismembered the beautiful princess?
I have given thee a chance to make something of oneself and to rectify thine own horrid actions, and you have squandered it.
Oh, sister, speakest not these evil truths.
I pray now to a God that doth not exist, for he is the last hope you have.
O God that doth not exist, resolve me of this frightful tryst. Oh.
That was beautiful.
I am capable of more than just benign commentary.
That was the most fire that I have felt in my heart for you in eons.
Left? He hath just left. Juliet, my daughter, art thou okay?
No. We shall kill him. Noses sometimes be cut off. And at these noses, viewers scoff. But pain be felt by princesses, yea. And pain be felt on this very day. This end our tale on a frightful note. This be the case with some frightful ghosts. And that's our show! Collectively, we are the Stanford Improvisers, and individually we are Daania, Simran,
Jack, Joy,
Kaelyn,
Jayda,
Sachin,
Sachin on keys, Hans on mandolin, Ilan on violin, Andrew on the cello, Stephen on legs. This was our 7th show, and we have 3 more. 3 p.m. I think no, 7 p.m. and 9 p.m. tomorrow at the D School. Maybe there'll be comedies. And maybe there'll be tragedies. We don't know, and neither do you. Thank you for coming!
They've just decided not to.
I could hear them. The whole time I was here.
Yeah.
Cutting each other's noses off?
Uh-huh.
Did we have a nose cutting off